We welcome in head coach Josh McDaniels. And, Coach, let's begin an emotional loss, home opener. What was it like for the coaches and the players? They looked at the tape, and you got them back on the field.
Yeah, I mean, we had opportunities. There's no question about that. And, third week in a row, we've got off to a decent start, got the lead, and just, we need to stop making the errors that create the momentum for the opponent, whether it be turnovers or mistakes on our part. So we saw those, corrected them. Players had a great attitude on Monday. We know we haven't played our best football yet, and we're going to need to start playing complementary football here, all three phases together, so we can put together winning performances.
Now, Jimmy's in protocol. We talked about when Jacoby was in it. We handled that. And as you wait, you got a pretty good quarterback room with a veteran backup and a rookie.
Yep.
What's that process been like for you as the head coach who's in that room also, trying to get them, all three of them, ready to play?
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing for the quarterback position is that they need to get ready every week like they're going to play, and the second guy is always one play away. And we're really training Aiden to do the same thing. And so yesterday, Brian and Aiden took all the reps and had an opportunity to go out there and run our Wednesday practice. And I think they did a decent job of that. Jimmy was in all the meetings and doing everything he was able to do. And now we'll take a step forward here today. He'll be able to get out there on the field. He's making progress in the protocol. Good. So we'll see him out there today practicing with us also.
Outstanding. I want to move to Devontae. He had another big game. No surprise there. Walk me through the 4th and 1, the early touchdown, and how you put that play together and how he was able to get behind the coverage.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's very aggressive in those types of situations. And so we had a play that Jimmy had a couple different options on. If they gave us an opportunity to do something in the running game, we could have. But they really lined up almost in like a goal line defense. And so he had options with Jacoby and Devontae, and the safety happened to come flying down there and take away Jacoby. And Jimmy read it right. Devontae ran a great route, and we were able to make the play on that situation. It's a little risky, throwing it down the field on 4th and 1, but the way that some defenses play you, it forces you to make some decisions like that, and I thought they executed it well.
I want to follow up with that. I like what you said there. So one receiver reads something correctly. That's something you've been working on at every position group. See what's in front of you, make the proper read, and make the best play.
Yeah, no question. We had a lot of guys do that on that play, and so Jimmy had multiple options. Devontae did his job the right way. Jacoby took the safety who dove down on him, and everybody executed their part, which is why it was a success.
The O-line, a couple of tough matchups with Buffalo and Pittsburgh back-to-back, and now as we jump into the Chargers with Bosa and what we see with Mack. So I'm assuming it's pretty similar to the aggressive nature you've seen the last couple of weeks.
Very much so. These two guys, we've battled them multiple times, obviously, and they're both still playing at a high level. I know Bosa's coming off the hamstring and kind of working his way back in there. But guys they play hard, they got a high motor. They're powerful. They can try to get to the edge, and if they don't do that, then they go ahead and try to push the pocket. So they've provided a lot of pass rush for this team for multiple years now, and we're going to have to do a good job on the edge this week.
You and I both agree on Herbert at quarterback. I mean, he's one of the best I've seen at this age, and when you look at his 74.4 completion percentage, he's the only quarterback who hasn't turned it over. So I want to get into the concept of him trying to keep a play going and looking deep and how quick the ball comes out in red zone and on short yardage.
Yeah, he does a good job of really understanding the design. And as he's grown, and I've actually had a chance to play against him, I believe, almost every year of his career, it just seems like he's willing to take the first profit more and more and more. And when you give him that opportunity to go ahead and take a deep shot, he's aggressive and he'll do that. So the more you see the coverage, the more comfortable you get reading out the plays. Obviously, this is a very talented player, and he can access all levels of the field with his arms. So we're going to have to do a good job of trying to keep things moving on him, not show him exactly what we're doing on every play, try to force him to hold the ball a little bit, and then try to get as sticky as we can in coverage.
Yeah, and I recall in this series with him over the years, getting hands up at the line of scrimmage is a big deal. He's a tall player, but at times he throws it at eye length. If you can't get to him, knock it down.
Yeah, the arm level will come. He's not a complete over-the-top thrower.
Yeah.
So, he has had some tip balls in his career, and if you can't quite get there, that's one of the things that we'll be working on this week.
Mike Williams is out, but Keenan Allen leads the league in receptions. So you saw him have a big game there.
Yep.
Obviously, they're aware of that you're aware of that. That's a player you kind of want to neutralize, but like Devontae, it's tough to do.
Yeah, they move him all over.
Yeah.
And so I think it starts with our awareness. He's always in the middle of the action somehow, some way. He's a really good football player, great savvy, great route runner, great hands, very intelligent. Physical, and got good size. So we're going to need to be aware of him. They got some big targets on the outside also. They drafted Johnston in the first round. Palmer had a big game last week. So, Mike's a really good football player, and he won't be there. But they have other options, other weapons, and we're getting ready for all of them.
Parham had a big game. He's got 3 touchdowns, and Eric Allen did a breakdown on one of the shows about him and how unique he is in the red zone. That ball comes out quickly to him if they're going to him, and if not, you got to be aware of that, and they go somewhere else.
He's got really good length,
Yeah.
and in the tight end in general, Everett also, show up in some of those situational football plays, third down, fringe area, red zone, 2-minute, where they're part of the target package, and we're going to definitely need to know where he's at down there in the red zone. And again, Herbert, I think he's doing a better job. He sees when people are trying to take away Allen and some of his other guys, and he's utilizing the coverage to his advantage and trying to get it to his big guys.
Your tight end, Michael Mayer, had the 2-point conversion. How's he coming along? What's his progression like?
Yeah, he's doing good. And again, we have some pretty good players at receiver, and they've obviously had a lot of targets. But Mike's doing a good job of working hard every week. He's improving in the running game. He's improving in his ability to win against tight coverage. I think his production will continue to rise.
And we know what's going on with Josh Jacobs. He needs bigger holes. Everyone's got to be on the same page. As a leader also, what is he like on practice, especially when we're talking here later in the week?
Yeah.
Can you just sense the energy level and him ramping up?
No question. Yesterday we were in pads and working hard on the running game, and JJ's adamant about doing his part. He wants to do his part right, while the other guys are working on their techniques and their fundamentals. So it's a team aspect, in the running game. If you don't, if all of you don't do your job the right way, sometimes it's hard to get it going. So I think he's doing a great job of his role and leading in that way, and he has a lot of urgency to get this thing on track.
You coached down in San Diego back in the day with this rivalry when you were with the Patriots. Now it goes up to L.A. This rivalry is really interesting. Plunkett, Raymond Chester, Branch, Dan Fouts, Winslow. I mean, remember, we always talk at times about you when you were younger watching these games. So you're watching them, and they're out west, and the sun is raging.
Merlin Olsen and Dick Enberg doing the call.
Great rivalries. Another big part about being in this building. The fans want to compare Kansas City, Denver, San Diego, now L.A. But this is a big one that launched the Raiders into the wild card and big postseason wins.
Yeah, this is obviously got a lot of history to it, and a lot of great players have played in this rivalry. And now that it's moved back to L.A., I got my first opportunity last year to witness our fan base really kind of take their stadium, and it had to be more than 50-50. It was a big Raider following there, which I'm kind of learning. L.A., I think we might be the favorite team there, so expecting the same kind of output this week. Our guys are excited. This is a huge division game. We already had one division game on the road. Now here comes number 2 in the first 4 games. So we knew when the schedule came out that these first few games, especially in our division, were going to be important, and this one's a big one.
Yeah, and I'll wrap it up with that. This is a big one, where the record is, and it's a division game. The whole locker room's focused on that. Next thing you know, you're right back in it. You're always in it. It's early in the season, but to have the opportunity to go 2-2 in the division and win another division game.
No question. And, we know these have added importance as the season goes on. We've been on the road for quite a while, including the preseason. So, we have no issue with going, on the road and trying to win our second division game here again in the month of September, and we want to try to get that done. And so, guys are hard at work, preparing their best, and that's what we expect, a good showing on Sunday.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.